Right then, hello and welcome back to Forza Motorsport 2. As you can see, we've jumped into the 1965 Cobra 427 because we're heading back to the Factory-Spec events, and it is, of course, the Shelby Cobra Challenge. Only open for this model of Cobra. We could win the Shelby Series 1 for this championship, and there's 4 races as well, starting with Sunset Peninsula Infield, then we're going to Road Atlanta, Maple Valley Reverse, and finishing off at Laguna Seca. 24,000 credits, not including the car rarity bonus or the difficulty bonus. So, yeah, this championship can be difficult, but maybe, 9 out of 10 times it's fairly simple. But yeah, it can be a bit of a problem, especially with the handling characteristics of the car, or lack thereof. Yeah, it can be a bit of a problem. Anyway, we're on pole position. Davis, Taylor, Williams, Brown, Miller, Anderson, and Jones are going to be the top 8. 3, 2, 1, go! Yep, this car handles like a double-decker bus in the middle of a muddy field during Glastonbury Festival. It is really quite horrendous. The car has a lot of body roll as well because of the very soft suspension. And with that, the car does like to slide a hell of a lot. So you got to be very careful. Oh. So much torque and so much power in the rear wheels. The car wants to spend more time spinning its wheels and sliding sideways than going forward. Come on. Keep it going. There we go. Not too bad. I didn't actually expect the start to be this good on the initial jump, but we are now almost 200 meters ahead of Davis. And of course, only 4 gears on this thing, topping out at 152, 153 miles an hour. Which may not seem very fast, but when the car handles like garbage, it's pretty fast enough. In fact, it's easier just to keep it in 3rd gear to prevent wheel spinning, but then you have the problem of the oversteer. So you have to half throttle it most of the time. Oh yeah, and the brakes are pretty useless. I think this car uses drum brakes. Oh, just scraped the wall, no damage. Oh, this car is just so awful. This is, for me, this is the most unfun championship to take part in. Not because it's challenging or hard or anything like that, it's because the car is just really, really bad. On all fronts, you got the crap braking, the acceleration, the wheel spinning, the very, very bad oversteer. So it's just not a fun championship, and it takes a long time as well. I think it takes around about 45 minutes to do. And we're only coming up to lap 3, so can't do anything to the gear ratios either, sadly. The car does sound nice, though. Sounds even better in the chase cam. I mean, the Cobra looks nice, but it is a total death trap. I think I read a story once as well, that back in the 60s, you know, people who bought these cars, they didn't really know how to drive them because they were that bad, and there were a lot of fatal accidents because of cars not braking properly or going off into the trees and killing the occupants. And I can understand why, because this car handles like a bag of crap. It is really, really quite horrendous. This car just doesn't feel stable ever. Because the suspension, again, isn't sport suspension, it's just stock. So you have the horrendous body roll from the slack suspension. And yeah, it's just not a fun car to drive. Oh, that was quite a nice turn. Another tendency this car tends to have is, you noticed it there, I was predicting that the rear end was going to slide out, so I was counter steering, and the front end bites, so it tries to push you in the other direction. So luckily you can collect it quite easily, but even so, this car is just awful. I'm gonna have to see if I can change gear ratios. I don't think I can. Because, again, it's just a stock transmission, but just to be able to get a bit of a taller fourth gear. But, again, I don't think I can. Because that would be against the rules. Oh, off we go. Yeah, this car just feels like it has a delay. It has its own delay because of the very, very soft suspension. So you're turning, and then it feels like half a second later the car will eventually turn. It's really quite strange. Right, final lap. Well, at least we should hopefully get another new fastest lap. But I'm not sure, that lap was fairly messy. No, we're down by 0.2 of a second. There we go, race 1 is complete. Hey, we actually did get a fastest lap time. No, 1:36.951. So, yeah, I hope I can change the gear ratios, because that, you know, constantly blipping off the rev limiter is going to get very, very old very quickly. Anyway, reach level 2. Now move on to race 2. Which is, of course, my firm favourite, Road Atlanta. That's a good thing Rossi isn't in this championship, otherwise he would just be pushing me off the track left, right and centre. Because he's a very dirty driver. Right, let's quickly check. Tyre pressure, I'm going to put that down a little tiny bit. No, we can't change the gear ratios. Ah, that's such a pain. Can we change anything else? No. So we can change the tyre pressure, and that is it. Which isn't really going to do much. 3, 2, 1, go. And a very nice clean pass for the lead. No, this car doesn't like the chicane section, or the complex, or the S's, whatever. Slow down, for goodness sake. And again, this is another 6-lap event. So it's going to take a little while. 1:36.7 though, so it's a good first lap. It should be, you know, a little bit less time to complete this race than it was at Sunset Peninsula. Oh my god. This car is so goddamn bad at handling. It just feels like it's very top heavy. It feels very sluggish with everything. All the movements just feel very bloated and weird. I never ever liked racing the Cobra for that reason. Even at 30 miles an hour, the car still doesn't want to turn. Right, playing with the throttle just to make sure it doesn't hit the rev limiter, because that is going to get very annoying. And they're all still right on my chuff. And the game audio is still crackling and popping like an annoying piece of shit. Slowly pulling away. .128.5, not bad. I will say the car does have like a 1% increase in handling when the tires warm up, but I mean it's only very slight. It still sucks, but it is better than it is at the start of the race. Well, that was a messy last sector and I still got a faster lap time, so can't complain. 127.8. Oh, careful. Thankfully, we're miles ahead of Taylor. Take it steady around the last corner, and we are done. Oh, no one's gonna hit me, I don't think. Nope. Bloody hell. Alright, level 3. Move on to the penultimate race. And get this championship well and truly finished. Maple Valley. This one is gonna be fun, though. Especially going through the back straight section. With the soft suspension this car has, it does handle the bumps rather well. It's just the corners. It fails at every single category. But we will do our darndest. And it's a reverse course as well. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Again, always get a really crappy start. Oh my god. You could see there, under acceleration, I was counter-steering to avoid the slide, and the car just bit and headed towards the wall instead. Right, that is 1 lap complete. 5 to go. Oh, for God's sake! Will you just stay in a straight goddamn line? Right, 2 down, 4 to go. See, the car handles bumps really, really well. That's the only benefit of having really, really soft suspension, is that the car just lolls back onto the track. It doesn't bounce too much. A bit like the, oh, what was it? The Stadium Super Trucks. They have really soft rear suspension, so they have those massive jumps and they land and they're absolutely fine. That's what this car feels like. It is a Stadium truck with a Cobra body. But yeah, you literally don't have to change that to 4th gear because the car has got, you know, just that right amount of torque. It just pulls out of the corners anyway. And bump. See? Beautiful. Perfect landing. Okay, 2 laps to go. Oh, balls. Okay, well, there goes our lap time. Right, final lap. Come on, BAE, for God's sake. And over the bump for the last time. Perfect. That bump is very similar to the one at Flansgarten on the Nordschleife. Only that one is a lot more forgiving. The one at Flansgarten is just bloody terrible. Rips your splitter off every chance it gets. There we go. 3 down, 1 to go. Ah, scrape the wall at the end. Right, save the replay, please. And no damage, thankfully. And we're at level 4. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to max out the Cobra before the end. We should do. Right, Laguna Seca. Always at Laguna Seca, finishing off with these championships. Because Catalunya isn't in this game, it was only in 3 onwards. Laguna Seca is like the Catalunya of its time. They overuse that track quite a bit. Good tracks like Nordschleife and stuff like that, they very rarely use. I think I can count on one hand the instances that they've used a Nürburgring. Oh, actually got a decent start for once. I always find it ironic that it's called the Rahal Straight, and it's not straight at all. Very quite bizarre. I really wish they made this race 6 laps as well instead of 7. Because, I mean, the lap times are pretty much the same as the rest of the races, so I really don't get why they made this a 7-lap event. Just to piss me off, I think. The devs are probably like, yeah, let's elongate their anguish by making them drive this car even longer around Laguna Seca. Okay, 4 laps to go. Nice little slide around the Andretti hairpin. At this stage, I'm just literally willing this race to be over. Okay, 2 laps to go. And final lap. Hey, 131.3. And there we go. We are done with the Cobra Challenge. And not a moment too soon. As my driver wrecks the car at the end. As per usual. And do we reach level 5? Yes, we do. Cool. So now we get the Series 1, which I will not actually ever use. I don't think I've ever used it, to be fair. And 48 grand as well. And there is the 1999 Series 1. And again, I don't think I've actually ever driven this car. I mean, look at the rear of it. That's just, oh, fucking butt ugly. So yeah, we are done with that one anyway. And up next is the Porsche 911 GT2 Challenge. So yes, I'm going to leave it here for now. Thank you very much for watching, as always. And I will see you next time for the next Factory-Spec event. So take care, stay safe, and bye for now.